good evening, everybody. It was a great week of sports. Everything from basketball, football, baseball, some boxing, and everything else. We got your man Joe Elder. He gonna be hosting tonight with his sidekick Lamar. Hope y'all enjoy the show today. Bye. Yo, what's up, man? How you doing? A plus sports,
Uh,
huh?
yeah, yeah. A lot of great sports, man. Sports make the world go round. Unscripted.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's a lot to talk about this week too.
That is correct. That is correct. There's so much going on in sports. It's a great time of the year. And you know, there's some sports that just don't get my attention. But right now we're getting to the time of year where there's just this is the fun time. This is a great time to be a sports fan.
I
And
agree.
hey, how you been? You been doing okay?
Man, I've been busy, man. My wife got COVID. I've been trying to run from her in the house. We've been isolating, and
Yeah.
I've tested negative twice. She's tested positive 3 times.
This hey, I'm glad you're here today. And
Thank you.
I'm glad everybody else is here with us at A Plus Sports. And I'd just like to start off. It's starting to be a famous segment. It made it onto another show called The Bottom Line.
Okay.
This segment is called Lamar Was Right. It's picking up steam. It's picking up steam. I can see people with shirts. Lamar was right. And somehow, some way, every now and then I have to point right over there and I have to say, Lamar, you were right. I was wrong. I was wrong. Somehow, some way, the Ohio State Buckeyes managed to get in. You can tell by his background, he's going to have a lot to say, and I'm still going to go like this. Lamar, congratulations once again. You were right.
Hey, man. Hey, you know how Gerald when he hit that three, like, pew.
Yeah, you just put your hands up. You just gotta put your hands up, man. You guys, the Ohio State Buckeyes have managed to make everybody in Alabama cry.
Well, they
They're
had two
so,
losses, man. They had 2 losses. They can go on with that. They can take that somewhere else.
I can't explain it. How'd you do it?
Well, two things. TCU had I mean not TCU, but you think about TCU had a great season. USC had a great season. Those two made it in because Ohio State didn't.
That's right.
Then you had a team like Alabama who lost twice. So you think about that. Alabama don't typically lose 2 games, typically. And then, Ohio State is good for losing 1 game. They 1 game is a make or break typically for Ohio State. But TCU got in because they had an 11-0 record, had a great season, but they've been grinding the whole season getting to that top. USC, on the other hand, blew it. Flat out blew it. But the only thing I give USC the only thing that I feel bad about USC was that the quarterback got hurt. Now, if he had stayed healthy, because they was winning that game, that first quarter was all USC. Then he got hurt. So that's where I, say, hey, they blew it. Because they should have beat I can't remember who they played now. That's how jacked up it was. Who did they play? USC lost
uh,
to see, now I can't
that's
remember. Dang it.
and nobody remembers the loser, so
I
don't feel
can't
bad.
No, USC lost. That's not the other. Who did they lose to? It's in the top of my brain, like right there.
Got it.
Dang it. And then you got TCU who lost to Utah, right?
That's right.
No.
Utah
beat USC.
USC.
Now, think about this. USC has struggled with Utah all season. You think about that. They lost twice to them. Utah has been the conference champ 4 years in a row. So you're playing against a good team. TCU, who the heck did they lose to? Dang it. It's like on the tip of my tongue, man. I got to go look it up now because I'm like, I can't believe I can't remember. But yeah, so you look at the balance of that, and Alabama had the 2 losses. If Alabama had 1 loss, they would have been in there. I think they would have put Alabama in there over TCU, in my opinion. But because of the 2 losses,
I have a question.
Yeah,
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Nick Saban?
How do I feel about him? I mean, I think he's a great coach. I feel that he went to a school where there was a lot of legacy. He turned them into a winner. They had been a winner back in the day, Bear Bryant days. But I think that he went down there. But remember, Nick Saban had to go through a couple other schools, to get to that point. He was at Michigan State as well. So he had to go through a couple of schools to get them there. But when he finally got to Alabama, he had really put a game plan in place. And then he started learning how to heavily recruit. Recruiting is the main thing. If you can't recruit,
the main thing.
And yeah, I think it also. I think Alabama has more money than the Michigan State.
Oh
it's the money factor.
So
if you could, just like Ohio State, you got that money. If you got the money behind it, and that's going to bring me into a conversation later with the Deion Sanders situation. But money is a factor. You have to buy talent. It's just flat out. It's always been that way. Even in the pros, you got to buy the talent. So you got to buy the coach. You got to buy the players. When I say buy, that necessarily always mean financially. You have to buy in with what you have, your resources and your amenities around you. You go to a Power 5 school because if you get hurt, you got the best doctors, the best trainers, the best therapists. When you travel, you're going to have the best accommodations. You're going to have the best food, the best dietitians. That's what you're buying into. So, I mean, it makes a difference, man.
And I think the world is waiting. The world is waiting for the Michigan Wolverines to beat up on TCU.
Yeah.
That's an easy one. Who are your Ohio State Buckeyes going to be playing?
Georgia.
How do you feel about that?
Georgia has an excellent team, and they have a veteran quarterback. My thing with Georgia is that what I'm hoping for is that Georgia comes in arrogant because they think Ohio State snuck in. They're not going to give them the respect of being there. That's what I'm hoping for. And I'm hoping for also, that was on the Georgia side. On the Ohio State side, I hope they come in with a vengeance. I hope they come in with a vengeance of redeeming themselves. Ryan Day does it. You can look at this as typically when Ohio State gets knocked out of the playoffs, they blow that bowl team. And when they go to a bowl game, they blow that other team out. They blow them out. I'm hoping that they go to this bowl game. I mean, go into this situation with the same mentality. They lost and they're looking to redeem themselves to say, hey, this is not who we are.
Redemption and vengeance. That's what Ohio State needs to beat Georgia. And Georgia needs to come in cocky and arrogant. Like, why are we playing Ohio State? That's what this may be a future segment on A+ Sports. I'm just warning the audience out here. This may be a future segment of Lamar was right.
Right.
And this could lead up to the greatest rivalry in sports, in my opinion.
Georgia and Ohio State.
No, this could lead up if you guys beat Georgia and we knock off TCU, the greatest rivalry in sports.
Right. This will probably be the first time since the playoff era started where you have two powerhouse rivalries playing for the championship. That's gonna be dope, man. That's gonna be that's a money maker right there.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm just being quiet. Like, I don't want to mess this up. I'm just being quiet and I'm praying. Like, I hope we get this. I hope we get this. The greatest rivalry in sports. Everything's on the line. And as you stated, it's been a while. It's been a while since something like this. Moneymaker. Yeah. Oh my goodness. The money maker.
It's hard for me to say this, but I've been thinking about this all week. It's hard for me to say this. It's hard. It's like really hard.
Oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
I really like your quarterback.
Oh, we're breaking.
And I say that. And I see that. What I see in your quarterback is another Joe Burrow. And the calmness that he has in the pocket, even after a sack or an interception, it's the calmness that he has to will his team to win. And not only that, he's a better runner than I thought. Last year, earlier this year, I'm like, okay, they got this running game, but the quarterback, he'd be all right. But when they beat Ohio State, when they beat them, Ohio State lightweight, the first half took away the run. So dude had to throw the ball. He had to throw. Then he started throwing the ball, and what happened? The run game opened up. I was like, okay, come on, boys. Y'all got to do better than this. So when I look at all this and I put that quarterback, he's a freshman. That's a freshman.
Young fella.
He got 3 more years if you don't come out that junior year. So I would say, that's going to be a tough team for a while. Excuse me. And Ohio State has to look out for that. They showed them last year, but this year it's different, man. It's a different swagger with that team.
It feels different. And now nobody has love for TCU. If the Michigan Wolverines don't mess this up, Michigan Wolverines, please don't mess this up, because something beautiful could happen. The greatest rivalry in sports. It would be like a Christmas wish come true. And something else, I guess wishes come true for Tom Brady. Last night, comeback win.
Yeah.
Great game. Great game for Tom Brady. And I just have to say one thing. Growing up, Joe Montana was the example of greatness.
Right.
Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady surpassed Joe Montana.
Brady. Yeah, I agree. Because, he passed him when he got those Super Bowl rings. But
long time ago.
Yeah, but with Joe Montana was that he had this. He was really if you look at him from a physique standpoint, he was not your like, I want this as my winning quarterback type guy. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
But he fit into a great system and developed into that great quarterback. I mean, when I say that, is not to say he wasn't good. Don't take me wrong. He's a good quarterback. But that team and that system allowed him to, even when he went to the Chiefs, he was still a great quarterback. Yes. So in my book, until like recently. That was another thing hard for me to say. Joe Montana was like my favorite all-time quarterback. But as of last year, when the year before last, rather, when Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay and won a
Yeah.
Super Bowl, I was like, dude, you are like
Joe
you're the
Joe
best.
Montana. He's my childhood all-star also. Joe Montana is my childhood all-star. But we had to let him go. We had to let him off the hook. Tom Brady, I've never seen so many great comebacks. I believe Tom Brady is holding the record, like 44 comeback wins. And once again, no one can forget what Tom Brady did to the Atlanta Falcons.
Man, that's embarrassing.
Woo! That oh yeah, the whole state of Georgia shook up still.
Yes.
Still.
You hear Ray Charles like Georgia?
Oh, let me reach for my sunglasses. I'm joking,
folks. Man. Yeah, but that was rough, man. That was an embarrassment. Like I would have fired everybody. I would have fired the concession stand workers, the parking lot attendants, ticket takers. Everybody would have been fired.
I'm glad you're here with me. I'm glad you're here with me at A+ Sports. That's Lamar. I'm Joe. And hey, just one more quick thing about.
I got one for you. I got one for you. We're talking about quarterbacks. What quarterback from the past that you wish had gotten a Super Bowl ring?
All right. I usually don't do this, and I know you won't see it. His name is Michael Vick. Michael Vick. If Michael Vick would accomplish obtaining a Super Bowl win, I that would have did it. Michael Vick, and boy, has his career had some ups and downs. But if he could have had the ultimate up of winning a Super Bowl, woo!
Well, he's not in my top 3. And I say that because I'm looking at teams that was right there. Like right there. Either went to the Super Bowl or went to the AFC Championship game or NFC Championship game. Those are the ones that I look at as saying, man, I wish they had got one. So my number one guy is
number one.
My one guy is Dan Marino. I wish Dan Marino had got one. He went to the Super Bowl against the Washington Redskins, who was the Redskins at the time. And I remember seeing John Riggins, man, just run all over them boys.
Riggo.
That dude can run, man. He wasn't fast, but he'll just truck you all day. So he's one. And then it was like one of my childhood favorite teams. I've always been a Browns fan, don't get me wrong. But I had this team that I like when I was in elementary and like through high school. There was this player, and I just said, he gotta get a ring. He had like an all-star cast, but they had no defense. The San Diego Chargers with Dan Fouts.
Oh, Fouts.
Man, I wanted Fouts to win a ring. I used to love that passing game, the lightning bolts on the uniform. I just thought they were so awesome, man, but they could not get past the AFC Championship game. They couldn't get past that game. And then my last one, someone who didn't have quite those, I'm not going to say he didn't have those opportunities, but I feel that it was just something lacking, and I can't explain the lacking part. They were there enough times. I just don't know why they couldn't just do it. Was Jim Kelly with the Buffalo Bills.
I applaud that answer.
They were there. It's like they were there. They were a great team. They had it's not like, how you got some teams and you say, well, they got a great offense, but their defense is horrible. But they had a good defense and they had a good offense. They had a running game.
Bruce Smith still scares me.
Right.
If you seen Bruce Smith, you would like not want to go outside. Like I'm not dealing with Bruce Smith.
But that whole line was good. That whole defensive line, the corners, the linebackers.
Everybody was good for Jim Kelly. And I'm understanding your question, Lamar. And you're saying they just couldn't get there. And Jim Kelly, who went multiple years, just couldn't get there. I'd like to add somebody who was really close. He might be the closest person of all. If Colin Kaepernick, if the lights did not go out in the stadium, Colin Kaepernick may have been the closest guy to winning a Super Bowl, and it got snatched like in a blink of an eye when the lights went out. Ray Lewis and the Baltimore Ravens went on to win that Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be the closest, like horse racing, winning by a nose. That could have been Colin Kaepernick, but man, Jim Kelly went just about every year, and he couldn't pull it off. So I do understand you. And man, that Tom Brady in the fourth quarter, I think he owns it. He owns it.
Yeah.
And that's leading me to ask you. I'm going to be asking you, if Tom Brady is the fourth quarter quarterback you want, I'm going to say 3 names, and you can feel free to add in a name.
Okay.
The last shot in basketball.
Okay.
Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry. I need one shot to win.
I'm taking Jordan all day.
Jordan all day?
Yeah, all day.
What if Kobe Bryant was more efficient than Jordan? You still sticking with Jordan?
I stick with Jordan all day.
Okay. He said all day, ladies and gentlemen, watching A+ Sports. He said all day. Steph Curry shoots a 3. That's more points. Would you give Steph Curry the ball?
Well, what I'm saying is that it's not just. I mean, Curry to me is the best shooter out of all of them. You know.
That's right.
He's the best shooter. That's no doubt. But when I know I need my last shot of the game, and you got to remember also there's a defender there. So when you're taking that last shot, the defender is there. Steph Curry hit a lot of shots, but how many last second shots has he hit versus Jordan?
That's a good one. That's a good one. You're sticking with Jordan. Let
me give you my reason why I picked Jordan. All 3 of those are capable of making the last shot. Jordan, just his presence, intimidated that defender. When you already got into the player's head, you've already beat him. Jordan had already beaten his players. I would say 80% of the shots he took against them. He had already beat them in there. He's already beat them. So he's going to hit you with the jumper. He's going to go around you and drive to the basket. Kobe's going to play the exact same game. He's going to shoot the jumper or he's going to drive to the basket. People would body up on Kobe because they wanted, because, people looked at Kobe being like, oh, you're the next Jordan. So they always wanted to beat up on Kobe. So they wanted to always fight that intimidation part. They were scared of him, but they didn't fear him like they feared Jordan. So Jordan would just make a move and you trip because you're trying to overcompensate and overwork it. He had already beaten you in your mind. That's why Jordan, to me, I take the last shot. No, and I mean, people always talk about the best player, the GOAT, and all that stuff. There's factors to every one of these guys that can be considered a GOAT at a certain time in their career. But
that is
Jordan brought the fear factor out against the majority of people he played against. Craig Elo was a prime example.
I'm sorry for laughing at Craig Elo.
But with Craig Elo, he was a good defender. So think about this. Craig Elo always guarded the best player on the other team. But if you look at that team we had, it was a good team. But Craig Ealer wasn't the best defender in the league.
And it was just wrong place, wrong time.
Right. It was just, he wasn't the best defender.
Now, speaking of defender,
okay,
Steph Curry can basically get the ball in the rim anywhere.
True.
So all the stuff they did to Jordan, all the stuff they would do to Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry, you gonna come all the way out there? You gonna come out there? You gonna D him up? Because
he gonna shoot before you get close to him.
He's gonna shoot it. So he's kind of eliminating the defender. I still would give the ball to Jordan. I agree with you, but we're starting to get into a territory, and Kobe was just like Jordan, no doubt about it.
The thing about Curry, I'm gonna push back on.
Okay.
Now, if you're talking about a last-second shot, the game-winning shot typically is played at half court because you foul, or you call timeout, get the ball at half court, you set up a play. In that situation, that's why I said, do you see Curry hit a lot of last-second shots like Jordan did? Because Curry gets D'd up. That's why you notice it was the Andre Iguodala's make the last shot. It was the what's his name? The dude that we can't stand to play center. Draymond Green get the last shot. It was Kevin Durant getting the last shot when he was there. It was Klay Thompson hit more last-second shots than Curry. Why? Because Curry's going to get the inbound pass and they're going to D up on him. Then he passes the ball off to the open guy.
The sports has come a long way. A lot of NBA players are more skilled than any other time in history. And Lamar, I gotta ask you. There's some technology advancements. There's advancements in sports in certain games like the NFL, the NBA, and other sports. Things you grow up, things change. We advance as people. Now, I gotta ask you, if you feel, I'm gonna run off a list.
Okay.
Tell me if you feel like it's cheating, Lamar. Have you seen these NFL wide receiver gloves? The Cincinnati Bengals had a wide receiver. It didn't count. The play didn't count, but he was successful. He was successful catching the ball with these gloves. Okay. We all know Odell Beckham. He almost revolutionized the NFL and the wide receivers being able to catch the ball with one hand. Do you feel some of these NFL gloves like a cheat code? Are they cheating?
They still got to catch it. The quarterback still got to throw it. So I look at it this way: if the defender played better defense, the ball wouldn't get caught. So, we can take it all. We can take it all the way back to Lester Hayes and the Stickum days with the Stickum on your hands. That was cheating. Yeah. That was like putting duct tape on your fingertips, like it just sticks.
Yeah, and it sticks there. Now, I gotta admit, you do have to have the ball is a certain size, your hand is a certain size. I'm sure that plays a factor of finger dexterity, being able to grip it. I'm sure all that plays a factor. But these gloves,
they're big, man.
I kind of feel like gloves are cheating. Here's another one for you. Do you feel that bike racing, Lamar?
Okay.
Bike racing. Welcome to A+ Sports, where you too can hear about bike racing. These bikes have evolved. They're lighter, they're shaved down, they're slimmer. compared
disc
to
brakes now. They got disc brakes like cars.
just like cars. Do you feel that is a cheat code? Like if we had world records, if we had the Olympic Games, and you show up with a bike with disc brakes that weighs about the same size as a pop can, okay? Like to say it's like, are you cheating? I feel like you're breaking the records just a little bit. Like they're tainted a little bit. How do you feel about that?
Does everybody get the same size bike? That's the question. Do their bikes all weigh the same? If they're within, I say, a pound, a half a pound to a pound apart from each other, it wouldn't even matter. But if there's a significant difference from your counterparts, then there might be some difference, but it's legal.
It's legal. Okay. Now I'm gonna quote the great Cat Williams.
Okay.
Cat Williams had a joke. He was on stage one time and he was referencing an athlete that just happened to not have legs.
Right.
The joke referenced the athlete as Tink Tink. Little Tink Tink.
I remember that.
Is he cheating? Is he cheating? Is Tink Tink cheating? Because I think they said he was cheating because he had less body mass. The athlete really didn't have legs. He really was an amputee.
He had some Tink Tinks on.
If you want to leave comments, the comment box is right there. Yes, little Tink Tink. Was Tink Tink cheating? Is that considered cheating in sports? Tink Tink.
The difference is little Tink Tink didn't have he didn't have no calf cramps, and he couldn't sprain his ankles. Okay. So
that
I don't know, man. I don't know. He might have got a knee sprain, but I don't know, man. It's hard to say.
There's one more, Lamar, and we're almost done. Are these advancements fair? There's two more. Here's a quick one. Goggles. The Kareem Abdul-Jabbar goggles.
Okay.
Was that an advancement, like LASIK surgery? Like, is that an advancement and is it cheating?
The advancement part, or rather the cheating part, would be, how you at the free throw line and the game is close, you've been roughing it up and you sweating profusely. And what do? You wipe the sweat off your eyes. They'll do one of these numbers. They'll wipe their face. But if you got those goggles on, you ain't got no sweat dripping in your eyes. You ever had sweat dripping in your eyes while you trying to play a sport?
Oh, it burns. It will burn.
Now, the other thing is, if you got goggles on, you probably have a lot of dried up sweat streaks on your goggles, so you couldn't see anyway.
Okay.
So it's a lose-lose situation.
The LeBron James headband.
It didn't matter.
It didn't matter. Okay, we agree on it.
No. It mattered because whenever he pulled it down, it was to his advantage because it kept the defense from laughing when it went up.
Distraction. Yeah, it was a major distraction across the globe when headband. Yeah.
That's like you guarding Kevin Durant when he had the nappy hair. You know what I'm saying?
Or when he's ashy. I've seen.
So you looking, if you defend him, you're like, dang, bro, look at the ankles.
Here at A+ Sports, there's no show like our show. And there's one more. And this is the very last one.
Okay.
I think this is cheating.
Okay.
Gatorade. Gatorade was used by the Florida Gators to provide electrolytes to their athletes. And apparently they had more juice, they had more stamina, they had more fight. Michael Jordan is notorious for drinking Gatorade. He also has a song called Be Like Mike. Athletes taking things, athletes taking, I don't want to say drugs, but is Gatorade cheating in your opinion, Lamar?
Well, do you already have electrolytes in your body?
I'm going with yes, we do.
So all you're doing is replacing the electrolytes that have left your body from the sweating and playing the sports.
It's not cheating. You just get it back.
Well, it's
okay,
not cheating. But it's not cheating because everyone has the option to do it.
All right. The option to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, and here at A Plus Sports, this is the only channel that you can see and hear about the Lions and the Browns. How's your Browns doing, man?
2 in a row, man. 2 in a row. 2 in a row. 2 in a row.
2 in a row.
One game at a time.
You have a quarterback called Deshaun Watson.
Right.
Do you know his jersey number, Lamar?
Number 4.
Number 4, Deshaun Watson. He will be making a comeback soon. Will he be playing this week?
He played Sunday.
He played Sunday? How did he do?
Horrible.
Oh, would that be called rust? He played the Texans.
He was horrible. The defense and the special teams won the game. He was so bad. This is what he said. He said,
what did he say?
He said, y'all said I was out like 700 days or something like that. He said, I felt every one of them days.
Man.
Dude threw so many balls in the dirt at people's feet, man. Threw an interception in the end zone where the dude was like right there. I mean, so I'm not surprised to see the rust because he hasn't played in 2 years. He has all this drama he's coming back from. The only thing that was a good thing about it is that they were playing the Texans.
Where he used to play. Do you think that pressure that being in that environment along with the rust and not playing for 2 years, do you think that may have affected him? Do you still have hope for Deshaun Watson and what he brings to the table?
Yeah, I don't think the issue with the drama, I mean, it was there, but I don't think that's what impacted his game because the fact that it's been, almost over, however long it's been of dealing with
2 years.
I think more than anything, it was just the rust of not playing. Think about it. He came to the Browns and he played in one preseason game. He came back to practice 2-3 weeks ago, about 2-3 weeks ago, maybe a little longer. He's practicing with the backups because Jacoby Brissett was working with the starters. So you had to, get his play, his reps in. So you come in, you play this game, you're playing with a new team, new offensive coordinator or a quarterback, a new head coach. Everything is new for you. And you only had one preseason game and you're suspended for 11 games. So think about it. This was game 1 for him last week. Everybody else is on game 13. He's on game 1. So everybody has the chemistry. They've been hit. So they got the shock factor of being hit. So that was his first game getting hit. So imagine coming in where players are coming at you full speed trying to tear your head off. That's all part of timing, intuition, chemistry with your players. All of that is fresh, and you only had one preseason game. So it's different from being in practice with the red jersey on and you're not getting hit.
Not getting touched with the red jersey.
When I saw him, when I saw him He ran a couple times, but he took this one up the middle, and he got hit pretty good. He jumped right back up. That was a good thing to see for someone who hasn't played in 2 years. A lot of times you get hit, you kind of lay there for a minute. So
yes,
I'm positive, it's going to be one game at a time, man. I feel every week is going to be a little better. My prediction was this: they're going to run the table. They're going to win the 6 games that he plays at the end of the season. I don't think they're going to lose another game this year. Not because of him. I feel it's going to be a combination of him and the fact that that team is going to fight kind of inspired, because this past weekend they were losing. They didn't look good, but the defense picked it up. And when he was making all those mistakes, you can see the body language of the team was good. It was a positive body language. To me, it says, okay, we know you're trying to come back, but I got your back. We got your back. I didn't see that with our previous quarterback. When he made errors, it was like, oh, brother.
It's down. Yeah.
I didn't see that. Yeah. I didn't see that. They were like, okay, we know what you can do. It's just going to take a minute to get back, but we got you. So the defense, to me, elevated their game.
And right here, you just heard Lamar say, run the table 6 games.
Yeah.
I would like to say the world loves the Detroit Lions. The world loves it. It's a weird feeling. I'll take phone calls from my family members, and they're like, "Yeah, I watched the Lions game," and it's it's like, you did what? You checked us out, I want to say a lot of that has to do with the Lions, the Detroit Lions, being on HBO Hard Knocks, and seeing the behind the scenes, and it's a weird feeling. It's kind of odd. It's kind of like getting money or something. It's like it's our first paycheck. It's like something's gonna happen. Because it seems like the Lions were unemployed from winning. It's like they couldn't win, and now we're sneaking up on people, and people are a little bit they don't want to come to Ford Field.
Right.
And we have a coach named Dan Campbell. He's actually I'm gonna give him a little extra time. That's something a lot of sports franchises don't do. Give coach time to develop. And I'm finally gonna let Dan Campbell stay. And but yeah, it's a weird feeling.
You like Dan Campbell?
I'm gonna go. He's changed my mind. He's turned it around. I'm gonna stand on the side of Dan Campbell for 2 years. 2 years, okay.
If he don't get it right, then he gone.
The fine print, okay. There is the fine print. I'm gonna stand with Dan Campbell 2 years. He'll have my vote for 2 years.
Right.
There's something else I like to speak about, and it's the movies. The movie 42. It's a movie about Jackie Robinson.
Great movie.
Jackie Robinson went through a lot of stuff he didn't have to go through.
Yeah.
It is a great sport movie. Have you seen the movie 42?
Oh yeah, great movie, man. Great movie.
Man, sometimes a movie can remind you of what to do, what not to do, how far we've come. I'd just like to say Jackie Robinson might just be the greatest athlete in my book. Like when they say, sometimes they'll say Muhammad Ali went through a lot.
Yeah.
That Jackie Robinson, he went through a lot. He went through a lot to be a groundbreaking athlete and get a lot of other athletes a chance to participate.
I put him and Hank Aaron in the same conversation.
the great Hank Aaron.
Yeah, because I remember when he broke the record, the
Mhm.
home run record, when he was up to break the home run record, I think it was the home run or a hit record. I can't remember. Like he had so much hate crime, so much hate against him, death threats and everything, because they were scared he's gonna, break this record. So I mean, it's just sad. I mean, Bill Russell in that same vein. Bill Russell, he
Bill
got
Russell.
away. Bill Russell was on the road on the game, playing the game on the road. They broke in his house and basically crapped all in his bed. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what kind of people would do that? But it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of strength, and it takes a lot of discipline. And you have to be humble to endure some of the stuff that these players went through and still held on to their greatness.
And they maintain the course to greatness.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie Robinson, Hank Aaron, R.I.P. to Bill Russell. He just passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad Ali is in that group. And this is a sports show, but we're not your typical sports show.
Yeah.
It's all about the winning. Jackie Robinson, he won like in society. Bill Russell won in society. Hank Aaron won in society, a society that often didn't treat them correctly.
Yeah.
I can't see that happening. Like nowadays, it's rare. Yeah, we do know who Colin Kaepernick is, but yeah, that movie 42. I just wanted to say, everybody viewing this, check the movie 42 out. It's a great sports movie, and we'll try and pick another sports movie next Tuesday.
Okay.
I have one more for you, Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
Was Tiger Woods the best example? Tiger Woods, the guy with the golf club, was he the best example of being a GOAT, better known as the greatest of all time? Look at golf now. Look at golf with Tiger. We know who Michael Jordan is.
Well, you say example. So are they the GOAT of their profession, or you're saying are they examples of being who a GOAT should be?
The second part. I think Tiger Woods might be the greatest example of a GOAT.
Well, when I say that, reason why I say that, I think all of our so-called GOATs have failed at being examples of the GOAT. Every last one of them. It's about character. And I feel that when you look at Michael Jordan, we loved him on the court. Well, we heard so many character issues about Michael Jordan. Especially after seeing The Last Dance. I was like, wow, it was like, oh, they're out there for you. And then you look at Tiger Woods. Well, we know about his character already, so we ain't got to go there. He got a couple lumps talking about his character.
So he had a calendar once.
So you look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady gives you the choir boy look, but yet we hear the stuff with Tom Brady character-wise. So we can go along the line of who the GOATs were, but who had the character? Now, I can give you a GOAT with character, but he's not considered the GOAT. That's a defensive player named Reggie White. Reggie White was GOAT status. But when you say who's the best defender of all time, Lawrence Taylor is going to be popped up as the best defender. But as a GOAT, he had character issues.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So, you can go through this who's the GOAT, but when you say who's the best example, I'll give you another example that I think did well, but I think he did have some sketchy stuff in his history, was Dr. J. J, he had a great history as a player, and he was a GOAT. But, we don't call him the greatest of all time, but he was one of the legendary GOATs. But I heard there was some sketchy things. I don't know all the details because about
The Orlando, Florida incidents.
wasn't there something with him and a woman or something, or a daughter that was out of wedlock, or
mystery child, Orlando, Florida.
was a girl? Wasn't the girl? Isn't she a tennis player?
She is, and so Dr. J. So the thing about being a GOAT, it's almost like you have to be a little sketchy, except for the Minister of Defense, Reggie White.
Yeah.
Now, the only reason I brought up Tiger Woods is because I look at golf before Tiger Woods, during Tiger Woods, and after Tiger Woods.
It ain't the same.
There's nothing like it.
I agree.
Earlier in the show, we talked about NFL GOATs, Joe Montana to Tom Brady. So you can have multiple GOATs in a profession. But there's nothing like Tiger Woods, in my opinion.
You're right.
It's like
you're right. Yeah, you're right. He changed the landscape of golf for groups of people across the country, across the world. He changed it to where people like myself. I don't like golf. I watched Tiger Woods.
I watched Tiger Woods.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And I watched him for multiple reasons because he's black. Number one, I ain't gonna lie. He was a black man in sports, in golf rather, where I didn't see that face. I didn't see black golfers. And so that was my draw. But not only that, he was great.
He was super great.
Super great. So that made you want to watch it even more. So yeah, I mean, he was a GOAT, but he had the best examples.
The intimidation of Tiger Woods on a Sunday with his red shirt and a hat very similar to the one you have on your head right now. If you ever seen Tiger Woods on a Sunday wearing his good stuff, oh yeah, you were lucky. Tiger Woods, woo, that was intimidation. Tiger Woods on a Sunday. Now I would also like to mention there's another athlete. He's making a lot of news in the state of Georgia right now, and this is a sports show.
Okay.
Herschel Walker.
Right.
What is he doing? What is he doing? Why is Herschel Walker messing up everything we've built, created, and established? But he's a sports star. He went to the University of Georgia. He is a Bulldog. He's right now into politics, and he's having a state runoff election with a guy by the name of Warnock. Yeah. But 1982, Herschel Walker was doing his thing for the Georgia Bulldogs, and right now he's trying to make laws. He's trying to make changes, and he's also doing it while making everything look bad.
Well, and you know what bothers me about that? I mean, you haven't heard me say too much about Herschel Walker. You haven't seen me post a lot about Herschel Walker. And actually, I'm so frustrated and pissed off about this whole race, because this race has been about character and personalities and personal lives more than policy. But then to make it even worse, I look at the Republican Party, who used Walker as a tool for their benefit, because he's every stereotype that people view black men as. People say black men are athletic. Black men are, black men are these sexual predators. Black men are not highly intelligent. Black men don't speak proper. Every stereotype you can imagine. Black men don't read. Know what I'm saying? I hear all these stereotypes, and he fit every category.
Checking the box. He's checking
those boxes.
the box.
And the thing about it is that's who I will look at. Those who support him right now, they have their perception of what black men are like, and this is who they see, and it's hurtful. It's hurtful because, in my opinion, you could have got somebody who is just as articulate and intelligent as Warnock, and would have had a better race, because people would have saw two qualified black men running for a Senate position, a Senate seat. You're looking at two men of excellence. I don't see two men of excellence. And Warnock has his character issues too, but he looks like a man who's been prepped and qualified for the position. I don't see that in the Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker, so you got me started. I got one statement. I'm gonna let this go.
Keep going.
This is what got me about Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker was asked about the voting rights bill, with the John Lewis voting rights bill. First of all, he thought John Lewis, he called him Senator Lewis. John Lewis was a congressman. Then he said the Democrats are using John Lewis's name on this bill, that it's a disgrace to put his name on this bill, because Herschel is saying it goes against all the things that are bad. What Herschel doesn't realize is that John Lewis wrote the bill that his name is on. So there was several votes. You had the first vote in the House on the bill, which they did and won in the House, so it could go to the Senate. Then what they did after he passed away was the vote on putting his name on it, and that went through real good. Then the Senate just need to pass it. So Herschel was completely clueless on the history of the bill for the Voting Rights Act that John Lewis penned himself. So that to me is humiliating and embarrassing for a black man that's running for senator. You don't know your own history, your own black history in politics. That's hurtful.
Offensive.
I digress after that.
Herschel Walker has a Heisman Trophy, y'all. Moving on. He has a Heisman Trophy. No, you're welcome. I have one more question for you. Deion Sanders.
Okay.
Prime time.
Yep.
The greatest cornerback in NFL history. Deion took a job in Jackson, Mississippi,
mm-hmm.
and he did great. He was really good at it.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders has made a decision to go to another level in the state of Colorado. Deion's going to be a new coach there. And go Deion. I have a question.
Yep.
How come the Dallas Cowboys didn't hire Deion Sanders before he went to Jackson? If the Dallas Cowboys could pick up Deion Sanders as coach,
now
the Cowboys will win everything. I know Jerry Jones likes to keep it in the family, but this is Deion Sanders we're talking about.
Yeah.
It kind of hurt my feelings. I thought Deion Sanders proved his case in Jackson, and it's almost like, let's see if you can do it again in Colorado.
Yeah.
If can you imagine if Deion Sanders coached an NFL team?
He doesn't want to do that. I don't think Deion wants to coach in the NFL. It's hard to coach grown men with egos that make money, who make a lot of money. It's hard.
Mhm.
So you don't become just a coach. You become a manager of personalities. I don't think Dion will have the patience for that. I think working with student athletes is where he's meant to be, because Dion is about changing lives. Um, yeah, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah. So I mean, I got a whole bunch of bullet points on what transpired with him going to Colorado, because we've been hearing a lot of controversy back and forth on Deion Sanders. So I didn't know where you was going to go with the questions with Dion, but
Hey,
I know.
I would like to hear your bullet points on Deion Sanders.
Okay.
What's the first one?
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to say that I really wanted to see Deion Sanders stay at Jackson State. I really wanted to see him stay there, make them build a dynasty of winning, of a track record of winning there for at least 5+ years. Just showing the excellence, and also seeing to the point where they become financially stable. So, my bullet points for this. So people are complaining that Deion Sanders now are taking his players with them to Colorado, which I think he shouldn't do. I think they should stay at Jackson State, but he's taking his son, I'm sure, Travis Hunter. But Travis Hunter is this, though. People are saying they feel bad for Travis Hunter because he turned down Power 5 schools to go to play at Jackson State, #1 corner in high school a couple years ago. But Travis Hunter went to Jackson State because Deion was first his favorite player, #1, at the same position. And so now he's learning from him. That's why he went to Jackson State.
Okay.
Travis Hunter is looking at the next level. He's looking at pro ball. If you can learn in college from the best at your position, he's going to put you in a position to succeed at the next level if you keep his head right. That's bullet point number
Definitely.
1. So bullet point number 2 is this. Deion went to Jackson State to bring attention to HBCUs. That was accomplished. He did the job. He brought attention to Jackson State and to the HBCUs. Third bullet point. He made Jackson State University a national attraction, with a winning record. Accomplished.
Winning.
Fourth
A lot of
point.
famous people were showing up at those games.
Yeah, they were selling out games. Yeah.
Stars, celebrities. It was kind of similar to like a Laker game. You would have stars and celebrities in Jackson, Mississippi. And I agree with all your bullet points.
If you make it to ESPN, so you look at this one also, which is the most pivotal point of it. He laid the foundation for other black coaches to build their resumes and they can propel to the next level. He laid the groundwork. Now, the thing about it is that no one believed at first that he was going to be successful, and he proved them all wrong.
Yes.
Then this is the key point that people are missing. Unless more black people and people in general financially support HBCUs, they would never be able to compete with the Power 5 schools in regards to resources and amenities. We talked about, the schools with the best, like Ohio State, Michigan. They got the best trainers and doctors. All those people, you get hurt at Jackson State, they got to call the ambulance and take you over to the urgent care right quick. They ain't got a doctor
real quick.
And then another thing that Deion did that I didn't know until recently, he gave up half his salary to Jackson State. Half his salary went to the school. How many people are willing to give up half their money? He only made $300,000.
I did not know that. I did not know Deion Sanders did that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So then you look at the Colorado. So when you look at the Colorado job, and I could break this. Here's another bullet point. People said that Deion was selfish, right? Deion was selfish. Now check this point out. In regards to him being selfish, it's totally not true. Because you first got to listen to how unselfish he was when you hear his players, his former players, talk about him as a player, a person. Then this is the thing about Deion. Deion was like the Jordan factor I told you about, that intimidation. He gets into opponent's head. That was his true talent. What the media saw was arrogance and a jerk. But most great athletes of color have the same swagger. It's not arrogance. It's a confidence that's immeasurable. They can't measure that confidence. They come in and intimidate you with their presence. They've already gotten your head. They've already beaten you. So lastly, with Deion, going to Colorado, he can show he wants to succeed at the next level, but it's going to bring more money and opportunities for other black coaches at the next level. And the main thing about Deion, like I said before, he's all about building up confidence and self-esteem to not only black men, but men of all ethnicities. He follow your dreams, man. He letting you know, follow your dream.
Follow your dreams.
So those are my points on Deion.
What a great show today. Once again, thanks for showing up to A+ Sports. That's Lamar. I'm Joe. And I have to let you guys know, I'm the only person in my whole neighborhood that has not seen Black Panther 2. Okay.
What?
I know.
It's a pretty good movie, man. It's a pretty good movie.
Hey,
you'll like it.
So I am on my way. I'm putting the Whopper in my pocket. I'm on my way to the movies to go see
really?
Black Panther 2. And this is A+ Sports. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back on Tuesday, 8 o'clock. And we appreciate each and every one of you. Feel free to leave a comment, and I'll tell you how much I liked the Black Panther 2 next Tuesday. Okay.
Sound good. I appreciate it, man. Let us know how you think about it. And yeah, man, got that Whopper in the pocket.
Whopper in the pocket.